Hello and welcome to the Poultry Health Research Network here at the University of Guelph. I'm Ryan Snyder, the coordinator, and I'll be your host today. Today you're going to see an interview from one of our graduate students who's working on poultry research right here at the university. Enjoy! Hello, today we're sitting here with Alex Leacy. Alex, thanks for joining us.
No problem, Ryan.
Alex, tell us about yourself. How did you become involved with poultry research here at the university?
So I started here at the University of Guelph doing my bachelor's degree in microbiology. When I started looking for undergraduate thesis projects, I looked to the Department of Pathobiology and started my lab in Leo Sousa, who's an avian pathologist and avian virologist.
Very interesting. Okay, so your program, you kind of started getting into it a little bit there. So you're in the SUSTA lab, and tell us about your program in the department.
I'm actually finished my master's in April. Right now I'm employed as a lab assistant in the department. Yeah.
Okay. And your department's pathobiology.
It's pathobiology, yes.
Right. Okay. And which group of poultry are you working with?
So we're working with chickens, turkeys, ducks, and geese.
Okay. And what specifically are you investigating?
We're investigating the potential of aquatic bird-borne virus 1 to infect chickens and turkeys in domestic flocks. So ABV1 infects a lot of wild waterfowl, lots of wild geese, and really high prevalence in southern Ontario. So we're sort of seeing if it represents any sort of threat to flocks here.
Very interesting, yeah. So we're looking at a threat that's happening out in the wild and then how it'll be affecting our commercial production.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Are there any major funders of your project?
Our project is mainly funded right now by OMAFRA.
Okay. And what about any collaboration with other labs at the University of Guelph or other universities or institutions?
Nope. Just us right now.
Yeah.
Not a lot of research on born viruses at the moment, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have you completed or started any experiments with animals?
Oh yeah, so we just finished a big in vivo trial with chickens a couple weeks ago where we had experimentally infected them with aquatic bird-borne virus 1, and right now we have a bunch of muscovy ducks where we did the same thing with infecting with ABV1. So.
Okay, very cool. And what was the most exciting thing about this project for you?
The cool thing was that in the chickens, at least throughout their central nervous system, ABV1 tends to infect like it's a neurological disease in geese at least. We noticed that despite the chickens never actually developing any clinical signs of disease, they had tons of lesions throughout their brains, tons of inflammatory lesions, but no actual clinical signs.
Wow.
And really high amounts of viral RNA too. So it was interesting that they were full of virus and had all this inflammation, but no disease. So.
Yikes! Yeah, that's pretty concerning still.
Yeah.
So how old were the birds when you started until you finished with them?
They were 1 day olds when we inoculated them, and the very last sampling time we had was 12 weeks.
Okay, so they're, do you know what kind of breed they were?
They were leghorns.
Leghorns, okay. So what kind of general conclusions did you find from the chicken side of things?
That's really early. Like we just finished that a couple weeks ago, so we can't really make any broad statements yet. But just the fact that ABV1 can infect them, but whether or not they can actually kill them or cause actual disease is sort of up to species.
And so right now you're working on the ducks, and then you're going to move on into the turkeys as well and geese?
Probably, maybe turkeys in the future, maybe not geese. There's not a lot of geese farms in this area where we can get 100 plus geese, but turkeys for sure, yeah.
Okay. And tell us about some of the lab techniques that you're using like in the laboratory, aside from the animal work. Is there anything new and exciting that you guys are doing in the lab?
We were doing a lot of transcriptomics, so for some of those brains that we had stored in -80 after we had taken them from the chickens, we're looking to see if there's any transcriptomic differences between controls and uncontrols to see which genes are upregulated, which ones aren't, and so see how that sort of informs the inflammatory processes that we see.
Wow, very cool. So tell us a little bit more about the lab that you're in. Is this project representative of other projects in the lab, or is there a lot of variability in different projects that your lab does?
There's a lot of variability. I mean, we're doing another big project going on in the lab right now is a big project on breast myopathies in broiler chickens. Some NDV work too, but not a lot. So it's mostly on the Bornavirus is the biggest part of our lab right now, but we do other stuff, yeah.
Excellent. And so all of this together, in terms of the work that you've done and that you've participated in, what does it mean for the poultry industry both locally and globally?
Well, I mean, right now, Bornavirus isn't even considered anything to the poultry industry at all. It's not on their radar, I don't think. So the more we research it, the more it might be seen to have a natural impact. So
yeah. Excellent. Thank you very much. And so what's next for you after where you're at now? What are you interested in doing? Are you looking to the industry or academics?
Probably industry or government. I think I'm done with working at school right now, so definitely looking more towards the government side of things and government research with the within the poultry industry and everything like that. So
Excellent. Well, we're glad to have you.
cool.
Any other questions or statements you'd like to say to the academic community or the poultry industry?
No, not right now. No. Cool.
Okay, well, we've been sitting with Alex Leacy. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Ryan.